All right, you ready?
Okay, so the theory of change. My company is a pathway from grief, and I'm focusing on violence prevention. A pathway from grief provides a collaborative, safe, and trusting environment for mothers to selectively express, receive information, and learn new ways to handle their emotional and mental pains. We provide coaching services to African American mothers of young children in underserved and underprivileged communities. These mothers range from ages 18 to 37. We journey with them with the unfortunate loss of their children. We exist to take the stigma out of their continuous grief cycle and take them from grief to gratitude for the life and death of their children, allowing them to live happy and purposeful lives. We also provide transformational parenting skills. We empower mothers with customizable, enhanced parenting skills, tools, and strategies to support the union of their remaining children by fostering mental and physical security and safety. With our services, we address the unresolved grief mothers experience at the death of their children and their limited parenting skills. Unresolved, these mothers will continue experiencing anger, depression, sleepless nights, shock, disbelief, and unforgiveness as they struggle with living in their grief. Unresolved grief often leads to these mothers experiencing emotional and physical illnesses, self-justifying the usage of illegal substance abuse, or abusing prescribed medication. Grief and limited parenting skills place children directly in harm's way. Without mothers overcoming their grief and modifying their parenting style, young children will risk becoming victims of emotional, mental, and physical abuse, and sometimes premature death. Futuristically, children will continue to grow and develop in a home filled with anger, madness, and unforgiveness, thereby causing them to become a product of their home environment. Without resolution, children will resume raising themselves without accountability, which will continue the cycle of emotional, mental, and physical abuse and murder in their homes, schools, streets, and even suicide among themselves. You feel my nerves is coming here?
This is a safe environment.
Research has confirmed that many emotions can be related to grief. Some of the underlying causes of continued grief are related to anger, pain, hurt, guilt, and unforgiveness. The underlying cause of poor parenting skills is a lack of knowledge and information, limited access to tangible role models, and mothers' lack of belief in themselves and their ability to do something different than those they know. With our services, we believe working with the female head of the household and/or females in the homes of our communities can majorly impact those we serve. We understand how impactful it is to align and equip mothers with confidence, empowerment, and stability in their homes. The positive impact of a mother will eventually evolve into other branches of their lives, including the streets and communities. Introducing mothers to comfort and peace of mind will support them in navigating away from their grief. Introducing mothers to the understanding of calmness will allow them to make clear and healthy decisions, emotionally and physically, for their lives, their children, and their future. After journeying with the mothers and successfully unpacking their grief container that was once filled with anger, hurt, pain, guilt, and unforgiveness, they can celebrate their journey from grief to gratitude for the life and the death of their child. Now, they could talk about their deceased child openly and freely as they have resolved their emotions and have made meaning out of the death. Mothers will forever be empowered with parenting tools, skills, and techniques allowing them to talk to their children and not at them. They will understand the power of words and make better decisions in the growth and development of their children. Their newly learned skills will equip them with new behaviors and processes to enhance their communication, listening, understanding, and reaction when making parenting decisions. Ultimately, this change will make mothers more compassionate to their children. Their modified parenting skills will serve as a domino effect, causing children to mimic what they're seeing and hearing, and encouraging them to change and implement a new way of listening, speaking, and living in a home among their family. The results of our work will initially impact the mothers we serve. Secondly, the children of the households will be impacted. Thirdly, schools and recreational environments will be impacted by the children's changed behavior. Fourth, communities will be impacted as children now exhibit a new concept of life. People will feel safe in their homes and on the streets. Fifth, colleges will be impacted as children focus on furthering their education. Finally, the workplace will be impacted as little Black children would have developed into achievers and are now working and creating businesses, jobs, in and around the community and beyond. We serve effectively as a business to business and aim to reach our targeted market using social media, our website, existing community programs, and extensive networking. We're able to impact the lives of our mothers by creating a safe and trusting atmosphere. In this space, we hold a place for them, allowing them to be okay where they are and gently journey with them as they create and describe what they want to be. We permit them to dream outside of their current state of being. Our strongest tool in supporting our mothers is communication, which fosters a relatable, non-judgmental platform built on trust, caring, and freedom to feel and express their emotions. We support our grieving mothers with a proven, radical releasing practice that would take them from grief to gratitude for the life and death of their child. They're aligned to a roadmap that redirects them to a place of acceptance, peace, and gratitude as they honor, respect, and remember the life they shared with their little loved ones. Mothers are encouraged to participate in a conversation about slavery. Extensive research about why communication remains a robust and silent force within our Black communities, homes, teachings, and discipline. We discovered how the mindset and physical abuse of slaves remains active today, not only from racial disparities, but within the daily teachings of Black homes and communities. We have the empathy, skills, knowledge, and emotional and mental capability to implement all of these teachings to our ideal mothers. However, we can benefit from a standard facility to hold our coaching, to hold our coaching sessions. Otherwise, we would do it virtually. Also, the support of financial sponsors and grants for materials and activities would be appreciated. Lastly, partnership to identify and serve our community of women. We'll be happy to collaborate with existing organizations and explore what is and is not working at each of our services. With unity, we can each identify our strengths and develop a program pulling forward our strong links to support the masses dealing with this lifelong problem in our community. Almost finished. Partnering with other organizations will allow us to remain true to our calling and purpose. Thereby allowing us to continue developing and implementing our intended services to grow within our existing businesses. We would consider partnering with camps, churches, schools, dental and medical institutions, military branches, recreational organizations, mother groups, organizations, etc. Potential partners can bring their strength as they already know them to be, such as shelters, women programs, etc. Outside of our ideal partners, we consider our competitors to be counselors and therapists. However, our belief system and strategy differ from most counselors and therapists, as we have identified a relatable race of people to serve and a historical methodology for serving them. If we review success over 3 years, in the first year, mothers would have journeyed through their grief and focus on loving and accepting whom they could and want to become as women, as women and mothers. By year 2, mothers can now implement healthy skills, tools, and strategies for themselves and their families as they understand the power of words and staying calm. Moms can now make new decisions, including shifting from toxic relationships outside the home and focusing on the emotional value they bring into their homes. These family members and friends can see a change. Their family members and friends can see a change in the character and personality of the moms we serve. And they are silently and slowly mimicking this new behavior and pattern. By year 3, mothers are clear about who they are and want to be. These moms are focused and pursuing life goals beyond their imagination. These moms can now encourage and motivate their children to explore and identify new possibilities for their lives as they create new family memories within their homes. Children feel loved and welcome in their homes as they now understand that life has a purpose without limitations. Children strive to respect and make their mothers proud of who they imagine themselves to be. Overall, we know our services are on the right track based on community communication and the changes in our mothers and their children's mannerism. Children that would have potentially been a threat to the community are now behaving respectfully. The overflow in children's conversations has changed as they become more accountable for one another in a positive way. Crime and suicide are decreasing, and education and employment has increased with our younger generation who reside in the community. To determine if our services are successful will probably be based on continual decrease in crime and suicide and increased education and employment with individuals in the community. We will use the same indicator to measure the good as society has used for the negative. That is, visual observation, news reports, and community data research. In conclusion, introducing my proven belief system built around communication and decision-making allows mothers to shift from grief as they embrace and experience life-changing skills and techniques. Mothers will be able to explore, connect, and identify the emotional grief triggers, empowering them to make decisions that best serve their lives and enhance their children's lives. The generational curse that controlled communication among African Americans will be changed as mothers practice a new communication style. Connecting mothers with their inner spirit will build their confidence, restore personal and family core values, and stop household child abuse. This renewed inspiration will create pathways from the grief that contributes to a life of fulfillment as they embrace new visions, hopes, and dreams of living a purposeful life.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I
Woohoo!
do not like standing up in front of folks.
Excellent,
I'm so
excellent.
nervous.
Oh, you did a great
I'm
job.
like, I'm like, you just read it, just read it.
Great
Yeah,
job.
that's great. And I know from personal experience with you that you're not just picking up a vision. This is personal.
You can
Yeah.
tell it's from her heart.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, she was with me.
I was with her when her baby was sick,
Yeah,
and she went on to be with the Lord. How old would she been then?
I don't remember. And you know what? Can I tell you a story about that?
Uh-huh.
When my daughter died, I forgot the date that I don't remember the date she died.
Yeah.
I just remember the date she was born.
Yeah.
And I thought, what kind of mom am I that I don't remember that important date?
Yeah.
Who would not remember the date their child died?
Somebody in trauma, maybe?
And the Holy Spirit said to me, he says, so, Pat, so when you remember that date, what does it do?
Right.
What are your thoughts? I said, I remember the day. I remember standing by her bed.
Yeah.
I remember the nurses coming back there. I just remember that whole day. And he said, so what does that do to you? How does it make you feel?
Right.
And I said, it makes me feel sad. And he said, so there's two doors.
Mm.
There's a sad door, it's full of gloom and grief. And then there's the door full of sunshine. Which door do you want to go in?
Right.
And I said, well, I'm going to do the sunshine door.
Yeah.
And he said, so the death date has no value.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
The only date that matters is the day she was born and the days that we share. The death date means nothing.
Yes.
So
Beautiful.
I don't remember. I thought me and Ramales were talking one day. I said, didn't she die? He said, no, Pat. I think it was in August. I thought it was in October. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your vision statement again?
My mission statement.
Vision. Your vision. I like that.
I didn't do a vision. I just did a mission.
Okay.
So all
Yeah.
of what I read was
Right,
my
I heard-
vision.
I heard
so
your-
the vision was
I
what
heard
I
your mission statement.
envisioned was the imagination of what it could look like. That was the vision.
Okay.
What you hope to achieve by helping
Yeah,
these
that was
women
the vision.
and the
I didn't
family.
write it out as a vision
Right,
statement.
right.
I wrote it out that moms are gonna be doing some phenomenal things and kids are gonna be feeling loved and
Right.
moms are gonna know how to talk to their children. I think that's one of the biggest things within our communication, in our community is
Right.
moms don't know how to talk to their children versus talking at them. And kids grow up with this feeling of neglect and the way the moms treat the kid, it's like they smack them around and curse them out.
But the thing is that it's because they're sitting in this pain. And
Exactly.
they don't know how. They
Exactly.
don't know how to
Yeah.
how to move the pain out the way and then
Exactly.
relate to their children.
Or even
And
talk
then
about
vice
it.
versa, the children are thinking, for some reason, that the
children
other child
Right, and the
was
children
more
are-
important than they are.
Yeah, and especially if
I'm
the
still
child-
here, Mom, what about me?
Right,
Right,
especially
right.
when a child dies, that moms get, I know when I had my next baby, when I got married again, had another baby, well, okay, you know the story.
Yeah.
But anyway, had another baby, and, I was giving him whatever he wanted. He's like, Mom, if you want ice cream for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, okay, you can have it.
Yeah.
And God said to me one day, he says, Pat, what are you doing? I'm like, what? And he's like, you're raising him to die.
Mm.
I'm like, I'm raising him to die? And he's like, yeah. He said, you're giving him everything he wants, like this is it. Like any moment he's gonna die.
Yes.
And at that point, I was like, wow. And he gave me the story of the miracle worker, the story of Helen Keller.
Yes, yes.
You remember the story how her parents basically gave her whatever she wanted to do.
Yeah.
She could do what she wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
She had no
Can you
boundaries. She
imagine?
had no boundaries. There were no
Right.
boundaries.
My son didn't have boundaries either, right?
Yeah, and they
And
need
so
that.
can you imagine if they allowed her to continue to be
Right.
Helen Keller and they would have died on, she would have been institutionalized.
Yes, yes.
But
yes.
because she had structure,
Mm-hmm.
because
Amen.
there was a framework, a foundation created,
Yes. Yes. Great.
she became who she is, who she was,
Mhm.
right?